So no matter where you choose along here, you'll still get the same period. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Questions about that part before we move on to phase shift and function? Okay, let's see. The lucky winner for phase shift is Caroline. Okay, so Caroline, actually, we kind of need the function before we pick phase shift because we've got to decide what this thing is. So Caroline, what function do you think is most logical to choose for this?
The cosine function.
Why did you say cosine? So what type of function starts at a midline normally, sine or cosine?
Sine?
Yeah, sine. This one starts at a midline. It's just kind of flipped over, right? It goes to a min before it goes to max, or normally it goes to a max. So I think the most logical for this would probably be to pick sine.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to figure out whatever phase shift happened to it. Either it moved to the right or to the left, okay? So we're going to choose sine for our function. I am aware that you definitely could have chosen cosine and then picked a different phase shift. Technically, there are infinitely many possibilities that this graph could have as a function. We're just trying to pick the most simple one. So because sine starts at a midline, we're going to pick the function that starts at a midline to match this, okay? So Ethan, can you help me out with the phase shift, assuming that this is a sine function?
Yeah, so assuming that it's a sine function, it should go to a max before min. So it looks shifted. I guess is that pi or pi over 2 to the left or right?
Okay, so pi over 2. Does it matter whether we go to the left or right?
Not really.
So if we shifted this over here, it would look the same as shifting that over there, and that is true. Yeah. We'll shift to the right just for kicks. So we're going to say that C is equal to pi over 2. Okay. And now when we put this all together, we'll get y equals 3 times the sine of, let's see, 2 times x minus pi over 2. And we had no midline, so plus 0 or just don't put anything. I am also aware that you could have gotten rid of this phase shift and you could have made this 3 negative and done a reflection, okay? That is possible as well. So there are lots of options here. I picked one. I wanted to do one with a phase shift for this example. So that's what we picked. So the partner work you have today, we are in class, you would work in partners, has graphs here, all right? And you guys are trying to find the period, the amplitude, and the equation, okay? You're basically filling in all of these values. You need to show all of the work that you can show. I know that sometimes it's not going to be as easy to show as much work, but show as much as you possibly can. And for these, I think that I have them so that there's pretty much only one answer. I'm not going to make that claim. There should be probably one answer for each of these. Try to get the most simple thing. But I understand if you get something different. I'm not going to grade it too harshly. So what questions do you guys have before you head out?
I'm kind of confused with phase shift.
Yeah, phase shift is definitely confusing. Do you understand how we got pi over 2 for this? And if you feel like you are good to go and you've got it and you want to go ahead and start partner work, you are free to leave. We're 3 minutes over, so. But Ruby, do you understand how we got pi over 2?
Just because it was a point on the.
Well, it wasn't just any point. So sine normally starts at the midline and then goes to a max, right? So we wanted to pick a point that did that. This point happens to do that. It starts at the midline and then goes to a max, moving left to right. We also could have picked this point, or this point, or that point, or this point. Okay, there are infinitely many ways we could have done that.
And
but
for sine, we would just pick one of the max.
I'm sorry?
For sine, we would just pick a max.
What do you mean for sine?
Like we're doing, I mean for cosine, this is sine, so you choose like you choose the one in the middle.
Cosine function, it would have started at a maximum, right? So if we chose a cosine function, this would have shifted either to the right 3 pi over 4 units or to the left pi over 4 units.
Okay, I understand now.
Yeah. Okay, good. That makes me feel a little bit better. Okay. Any other questions from anybody on here? Let me see if anybody's left. Any questions from you guys? No? Okay. All right. Well, you guys are welcome to go and do the partner work. If you want me to do another example, because you don't feel very confident, let me know. I'm happy to keep going and do that. You can do one more.